Welcome back. At least welcome back to myself. I was in Mexico for about 3 weeks and I'm back. Whoa. Um, the very beginning was very slow. Towards the end, it picked up. So towards the end, I stopped working as much, and now I'm having to dive back into it. Throughout that whole time, though, I still thought about towards the back of my mind what I wanted to do in terms of my business, and there's been a lot of culmination of things where I've been like, wow, people really just do whatever the hell they want. And I think that's awesome, and I want to help those type of people. And I've just been scratching the back of my head, how can I help these people? And I've sort of landed on what is called the CRM, customer relationship management software, that I'm thinking of creating, but not your traditional CRM per se, more of a personal slash founder led CRM that can grow into a team based CRM. So I'm starting to like kind of scratch my head. How would this look? How would this feel? Because I want it to be feeling very different from what is traditionally presented. And I'm also thinking about like, okay, well, what are the minimal features that I need to provide in the moment? And I'm starting to think of like, okay, maybe not only can you pull in all your contacts from different things like Instagram and TikTok. I've been finding some CRMs that do that, and they're pretty interesting. They're a little expensive though. And additionally, is there a way to maybe just present options of events that are going on, and then maybe be like, okay, maybe you have a little goal of like meeting 3 people per event, or maybe you can up it to 5, and then it kind of gives you like 3 people that would be interesting to me, just cause. And maybe at that point I start to pull in things from like Luma or Meet.com and seeing if that's possible as well. The only problem is a little bit, I've realized that my technical skills are a little bit of a barrier more and more. The other day I was trying to do some just onboarding regular flow stuff with Okta and Google, and I was just not having it. So I'm gonna have to fiddle around a little bit more with that. But I had learned things in the past with like being API first and whatnot, so that helps with front end, back end development. But I think I'm just gonna settle on front end first, and then once I have enough of a feeling like this is what I want as a product, because I want it to be very fun experience driven, and intuitive. I've been listening to the whole trip, the Apple Steve Jobs biography, and I've actually always said I want to be like a nicer Steve Jobs. I just didn't really know exactly who he was, to be honest. I more of a seen him as an observer. But through that book, I really, really, really admired him still. But obviously, still want to be a nicer version of him. But the intensity and love that he brought to the things that he did is something that I've always felt with the things that I do. And I'm just starting to continuously mull over, okay, so what exactly is my future supposed to look like? And I still feel like I have a lot of time, but I still also feel at the same time like I don't have enough time to really just squander and think about it too long. And I need to do and execute. And I've done a little bit of execution on my own things, on like some previous works or previous versions of this. And that's where I've realized that execution is definitely the hardest part. And that's where people start to throw out things like, ideas are a dime a dozen, but execution or something is like where it's at. I don't even know how it goes exactly. But these next 6 months I'm giving myself for the new year are going to be it. We'll see how far ahead I execute. I am trying to mix in some personal things that I like to do and I've always wanted to do as well, but I might not do it as much depending on how things end up being financially, because I need to learn to struggle, I think. And I hope that I rise from the ashes and I'm not pummeled into the ground. But we'll continue to see. I'll continue to update, obviously.